I haven't been able to light this thing for a week, guys, so excuse me for being a little bit dramatic with it. The Vegas Golden Knights win against the Anaheim Ducks 3-2 in Anaheim on the first game of the Dad's Trip, which, in case none of y'all know this or are unfamiliar, Vegas tends to win the Dad's road trip games, so of course they're gonna lose the next one in Utah, right? But no, they're 10-0-1 after tonight, and so hey, great. Why don't we have the Dads at every road game? I mean, if it means you go perfect on the road, especially with how we started on the road, are you kidding me? If you can go perfect on the road though, that's 42 guaranteed win. Well, okay, 10-0-1 would average out to what? 38-0-4 or whatever, which, hey, that's a lot of points. It wasn't great to start, not because we were out playing Anaheim for a good portion of the beginning, but they got on the board first because of course they do. Lucas Dostal in net for them has been fantastic for them all season. He had a .922 save percentage coming into this game and led the league in goals saved above expected. And yes, that is in part due to how bad Anaheim is. Even though I like a lot of their young players. I like Zegras, and he brings a lot of personality in, and Mintyukov is a really solid young defenseman that's going to be a problem for us in the future. He was able to break up plays really well from Jack Eichel, who is, I'm jumping all over, but let's just go to the goals. Brock McGinn, who took advantage of a rebound that popped out in front of Adin Hill where nobody on Vegas knew where that puck was, but he did. It went right to his stick, and so he slid it in 5-hole. Up to this point, there has been a lot of dialogue about Adin Hill. I said in the video where he gave up 4 goals before, he got pulled, that none of them were really his fault, but like you want him to make a save, right? And this didn't help the narrative that Hill's been bad for, okay, not bad, but not good for the season. And he, after that first goal, bounced back really well. He played extremely well tonight. I think it was his best game of the season. Didn't he have a shutout? We're already 16 games in. That's a lot. This is going by fast. We're 16 games into the season. Ah. Yeah, Adin Hill has a shutout. So probably that game. It helps that Vegas bounced back as well as Adin Hill. And our power play, oh my goodness. I freaking love this thing. Are you kidding? I've never in Vegas's franchise history been this confident in a Vegas Golden Knights power play, believed with this much faith that they will score. I don't know what, I'm not even to our power play goal, so spoiler alert, I guess. Cole Schwint behind the net makes a strong play with the puck to keep possession of it away from Anaheim's defenders who are trying to clear it. So here's the net, and he's going around it, and he sees Shea Theodore on the right side, and he just feeds him the puck. A beautiful pass over to Theodore, who then just skates with the puck. They were giving him space, and he's like, okay, I'll take it against the team that drafted me and gave me away in the expansion draft so that they could protect, Sami Vatanen, I think? But, so he just skates around, and then he goes behind the net himself from that right point. And so that's a lot of distance, but he was given the space, right? And then he just feeds the puck in front to Nick Waugh, who's there at net front, and he pounds it in for tie game 1-1, which I was happy with because, like I said, Dostal, he's still really new into the league, and so not a lot of people are familiar with his game. I liked him last season. I like goalies, and so when they play well, it's really hard for me to root against them, even if they're in my division. But Dostal, he was on my radar last year, and he's done really well with Anaheim this year. And I was expecting him to goalie us, kind of, but then I remembered it's the Dad's Trip, so of course Nick Waugh scores, and it's Nicholas Waugh! That's fun. You should try it. Just right now, go ahead, I'll listen. That felt fun, didn't it? I saw this video of Waluigi singing Hallelujah, the Hallelujah chorus, not the chorus. Hallelujah, not the Hallelujah, no, the first one, not the second one. The Shrek one, not the Christmas choral one. So coming out of the first period tied 1-1 was great, honestly, from my perspective, because we got it back. And that's what we were able to do is to build off of that. And then the second period started, and we did not do great to start. which is funny looking back on it because we get a power play that we score on, hint, hint, and we like dominated the rest of the second period to the point where I got bored. Like, hockey's awesome, and I it's late, and I'm just, you know, things happen. It's game 16 of the regular season against the Anaheim Ducks, and I mean, honestly, like, their crowd. I like Anaheim. I think that if they were good, they would have a rockin' barn. I mean, but, oh man, it was empty. Very similar to Brock McGinn for the Ducks, his goal against us. This one on the power play for us though. So Theodore sends it over to Eichel, who tries to one-time it in, but the rebound pops out to Hurdle, who's in his net front spot, which he is so good there on the power play. It's no wonder we just plant him there. And he buries it, and the Golden Knights take a 2-1 lead, and it was just great. It was so good. Our power play is so good. I don't even know what to do with myself regarding it, because it's just never looked like this before, despite the fact that we have mostly the same personnel. I guess not any, okay, but like coaches and all that stuff had changed, and personnel had changed. Like, but it is finally getting to look like we have the amount of talent that we do, which is just great. Third period, and there is a brutal turnover from Isaac Lundestrom from the Anaheim Ducks. In their own end, he sends the puck right into the slot to an awaiting Pavel Dorofeyev, who skates in, and he sends it off the pad first, pops right back out to him, and he just kind of tucks it in past the right foot, extended pad of Dostal to make it a 3-1 Vegas lead. And thank goodness he did, because even though Vegas controlled a lot of the rest of the game, and we get a power play with like 2.5 minutes left, and we keep Dostal into the net for most of that, which is like really, really good. Of course, like we did last game, Anaheim scored with like 12 seconds left, except instead of cutting the lead from 5-1 to 5-2, it's 3-1 to 3-2. So a little bit more scary. Yeah, Vegas kind of stopped trying at the end of the power play, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Because Anaheim is still very much trying. They're waiting to get, like, the coach seemed very comfortable with Dostal not being in, like staying in net, not leaving, but that's because Vegas kept possession of the puck, not because they were just giving up. And so, yeah, Frank Vatrano scores with 12 seconds left for Anaheim, but Vegas held on, and yeah, we had a couple of opportunities to score during that last power play, and Anaheim did well breaking up those passes and clearing it, which is great, but like for them, not for us. I just got the feeling that Vegas really wasn't trying that hard to score on that power play, which is unfortunate. We had Nick Wadden at front instead, and Hurdle on the right side, which could have just been like to mix things up. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to understand the inner machinations of Bruce Cassidy's mind, but or whoever's running the power play. Is it Ducharme? But the Vegas Golden Knights hold on to win 3-2. Victory Flamingos, hurrah. On the dad strip, 10-0-1, huzzah, which is good because we lost both games at Anaheim last season. Yeah, the Anaheim Ducks of last year, who were a lottery. Anyway, they are a really solid team that are going to be on the up at some point, you'd think, especially with the amount of talent they had. And I am annoyed every time we play them because Leo Carlsson, every time I hear Carlsson, and it's him who made an amazing play in the beginning where he sent a puck off the post and out, but like Carlsson off the post, but it was on us. And so I got confused because I was thinking of Wild Bill, not Leo Carlsson. And so that's confusing, but also because he's good is why I also get annoyed playing against him. Also, fun fact, Victor Olofsson, Mark Stone, I couldn't see who the other person was. There was another player. We're up with the dads. That's gotta be awesome, right? They were there on the road trip, so that's good. But also like with the dads, to be Victor Olofsson next to his dad, that's got to be really fun to be able to watch and talk about the game. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap that up. That's pretty much what happened in this game. Dostal robbed. William Karlsson had 2 opportunities back to back, like in separate plays, but like we regained possession of the puck as we were leaving the zone. Anyway, And Dostal robbed him, just like completely blanked him. And that was really good for Dostal, A. But B, you know, William Karlsson always did well against the Anaheim Ducks, and then he got robbed by Dostal twice in a row, which prevented that from really happening tonight, which I was like, ah, boy. Because they also drafted William Karlsson. We got him from Columbus, but like they drafted him first, and so they gave up on him before Columbus did. I kind of glossed over Dorofeyev's goal a little bit, but yeah, that's his 9th of the year, which is 3 away from the league lead, which I guess is only 12 at this point, which, hey, cool. He's popping off, and I just am so happy for A, us, B, him, and C, the rest of the league is just gonna be aware of how talented this kid is that we just developed. Also, Jack Eichel becomes I think, the second fastest American-born player to reach 20 assists in 16 games, which the record is 10 from Pat LaFontaine from like early 90s, 92, 93. And 16 was done by both Jack Hughes and Quinn Hughes. There's the third Hughes brother. Jack Eichel is the third Hughes brother from last season. They were able to do 20 assists in 16 games. But Jack Eichel, fantastic stuff. He's also the second player in the season behind Nathan MacKinnon to hit 20 assists. So fantastic start from him as well. Love to see it. I'm just thinking about how we tried to trade Dadonov to the Ducks, and that got shut down by the NHL because of shenanigans from Ottawa. And now we're on the dad's trip, and I don't know. That's a stretch, sorry. But just solid effort. Love to see that on the rebound after the effort that we got on Monday against the Canes and kind of against Seattle on Saturday, I don't know. And hopefully we're able to build on that, because guess who just beat the Canes tonight? Our opponent on Friday in the Utah Hockey Club, with Vermelka having an incredible amount of saves against them. So hopefully we're able to not have the same, okay, is this like a rock, paper, scissors type scenario? If Utah beats Carolina, who beat us, and we will beat Utah? Or is it, you know, ranking? Anyway, even though we already came back and beat Utah earlier in the season. So I'm just hoping that we go into the Delta Center in Utah, which it's a little sad because I could be at that game if I still lived in Utah, and I'm not, and so, yeah. But yeah, hopefully we bring the dads in and we just rock it in Utah, 11-0-1. Yeah. Good game. Just good game. Good game. That got a little scary at the end, but good game. That's gonna be it for Game 16's Nightly Review. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.